Trying to? I mean, trying is the first step. Trying is the first step.
Mike.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was going to ask you, is Benito Jones, who we haven't seen in several days, is he more day-to-day or week-to-week? And is Jalen Ramsey dealing with anything? We haven't seen him for a couple of days.
Benito Jones is, I would say, day-to-day. And then we're being proactive with Jalen on something he's dealing with to make sure that he is full tilt, as we know he loves to be, and it's a Jalen Phillips battle with the training staff and Jalen Ramsey. So all good things, and they'll be you'll see them.
Mike, with Isaiah Wynn, is this the same quad from last season, or does he have a different ailment?
You know, there's just compounding stuff once in a while that you just want to make sure is fully healthy. But you know, it's lower extremity related, and I'll really leave it at that.
It appears Teron Armstead is seeing an uptick in practice participation. How's that going for him in his program?
Hey, you know, we're good going along the process. That it's we've had good work really across the board. He is included in that, where we've been, you know, you're trying to find that fine line of keeping the player's comfort level in playing, but minding their body and their experience and utilizing that as a resource. So it's been going outstanding. He is in a great spot from a health perspective. We plan on doing everything we can to make sure that stays the course, and he's been as involved as any player when he's on the field, obviously, but when he's off of it as well. He's taken upon himself to really be a leader that we depend on. We have since he's walked in the door, but he's taken it to another level this offseason. You know, just one of those situations where you can see that it's from a scheme standpoint, it's not totally a fit, and when you know that you have a veteran player that has ambitions, that maybe you know as a coaching staff we can see it might not fit. We try to be proactive with that, so he has the opportunity to you know, wish him well at his next place, but he has the opportunity at the next place to do what we know he wants to do.
Mike, the last 2 years you guys have had joint practices against people you've had relationships with that go back a long time. Coach Quinn's tomorrow. Just thoughts on why you remain close with him over these years, and you've been pretty open about the impact he's had in your career when you were going through some of your own personal struggles. Can you just touch on the importance of him in that really important time in your life?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of an old guy, you know, so there are a good amount of coaches in the NFL that I do have relationships with. Dan Quinn has been a big influence, a gigantic influence on my career, not only from what I learned under him from a head coaching perspective and just the way he looked at the really anything team related and how the culture that he really instilled. There was a lot of you know, really breakthroughs in terms of like how to approach certain issues with the team, how to really set the tonality of a building each and every day, you know, by example. Those things I really got from Dan Quinn. Forever grateful for that. And on top of that, you know, for me for my whole life perspective, or just in my journey, it just so happened that it was under his leadership that, you know, I really had a crossroads in my life, and to have somebody that supports you, that that pushes you in the direction of no, you can, that believes in you, and that decides on his own accord that you're worth investing in and believing in. You know, I mean, how big of a deal is that? It's everything. You know, so I think it's in. You know, it wouldn't be honest to say that I'd be here if it weren't for him, along with a ton of other people. But you know, I don't know where my career would have gone if I didn't have the fortune of being under his leadership. So really excited to see him, and it's also there's you sign up in a joint practice. If you have relationships with head coaches, you can kind of forecast what they're trying to get out of practice. And I think it's important that you can kind of find different teams that you kind of see practice the same way, so that you have the tempos similar, so that you can push guys in the right way, but it can be organized, constructive work as opposed to just who wins each and every play. I think there's a lot of congruence with the way that Dan Quinn, I know him to run a program, and a lot of the coaches there have a really high regard for. So excited for our opportunity to get a chance to go against somebody else. Different types of scheme, different plays, different situations, different matchups. Those are all things that are very beneficial as we develop our team, as well as there's a lot of jobs that are decided each and every day, through the next 2 weeks or whatever it is. So very important days, and I think the work with the Commanders will be awesome for all of those things to occur, the development and the evaluation.
Mike, what have you noticed about Chop Robinson?
Noticed a lot of things. I've noticed a guy that you want. You have a lot of hopes for first-round draft picks when they come to your team. I think under the radar one that's very important is how that player is going to handle being a first-round draft pick on that team. Your peers, you're joining a bunch of paid professionals that have been doing their specific role for years, and all they want is a first-round draft pick to come in and help towards the cause. And I think, for Chop, he has gone about it the way you'd want, you'd really hope, from a player perspective to really add value to the team, because he is earning his the respect of his teammates each and every day. And he's doing it through work, strain, how he handles coaching as a rookie. You are inundated with things that you do wrong. You're doing stuff for the first time. But what is heavily known in NFL locker rooms is everyone is watching how you handle those, whatever they are. Do you learn from it, and can we count on you to contribute as 21, 22, 23-year-old? And so that I've seen him know exactly what the stakes are for this team, doing right by his position on this team, and working to get better each and every day. He's improving on things that he's done well in college. He's improving on things that he's never done. All of those things are beneficial, and really the whole edge room, starting with Ryan Crow, but going through the entire room has been something to behold. It's much like, it reminds me of the running back room in terms of a lot of good players that are all trying to succeed, not in spite of their position group brother. They're trying to win jobs on the plays they make, and then also rooting and encouraging and helping develop everybody alongside him. So that room, I think, is a perfect place for Chop to be in, and he is recognizing the tone and improving each and every day.
Mike, the same question Joe just asked, except from
copy
the
paste.
perspective of this draft class as a whole. What are they showing you? Are they giving you everything that you would hope for?
You know, I think we were, Chris and I were pretty fired up working together and the collective departments for this draft class, just because it's our third year, so we have a little bit more understanding of congruence and parallel of what the vision is for the team moving forward. And this draft class, I think we felt like we had the opportunity to have several guys come in and contribute, and the particular individuals were cut from a cloth where, if as long as they did the work, they might have the opportunity to come in and contribute early. I think it is very hard to be a rookie in the National Football League, and even more so to be able to contribute from a varsity level in regular season, week in, week out. I do think we have the appropriate character in this draft class for some guys to do that, and the team was counting on it. So I think the opportunities that have presented themselves in the various position groups, I've seen multiple draft picks from our first to our last take advantage of those opportunities, and I think it speaks to them and it speaks to the locker room on the clarity with which they've communicated what their expectations are for their teammates, being new to the NFL and to this particular locker room, that they're working each and every day to earn the respect of all their peers in that. So far so good. We'll see what today presents.
We haven't seen much of Javon Holland this week, I guess. Is that injury related, and if so, what's going on?
Yeah, he's just working through something minor, and he has been involved. He's a big part of what we do, and he's been involved each and every day. We're just making sure that we're minding him appropriately, and he's working with the training staff, and it would be a day-to-day situation for him.
With Jalen, right, during the pre-draft process, you talked a little bit about fit there in the running back room. Was there anything that stood out about him, knowing that you guys already had two great backs at top, that you would fit in that room?
Yeah, I think the way Jalen was competitive in and around contact was something that I think is a trait that is shared in our running back room. I think that, for running backs in general, from my experience, they do very, very well with competition. Like you really, as long as you foster a culture within that running back room that Eric Stoodsville does, you have it really brings the best out of people. And I think we saw a competitor that would not be overwhelmed with a lot of talent around him. And so that I think that sets up for a situation where a lot of guys can compete, and you can take individuals that are already on your roster and help them become the best versions of themselves that you hadn't seen prior. So I think all of that is a residual win for the Miami Dolphins. I think a lot of his teammates see that he has the potential to help us, and a lot of people are working together to make sure that whoever the players are on our team, that they're the best version of the Miami Dolphins as we could see.
What's your level of concern that Odell Beckham still isn't running routes?
I wouldn't have a level of concern. I think as the process goes, you have to put one foot in front of the other, and what you don't want, and what I know Odell doesn't want is getting on the grass and then leaving it. So just preparing people to be the version of themselves where they can play confident and convicted. You know, there's all that's done. You know, where there is adversity, in that he, you know, I don't think Odell sees it like that, or I don't think the entire position room sees it like that, because there's been some opportunities to play football. We have some young guys that have a lot of talent, that need to really they need to battle some stuff out to be able to win an NFL job, and that's the biggest thing for the Dolphins team and really that position group. And Odell has his teammates know that he's working hard, because he shows them every day as he gets back to on the field, where he knows that you know, he didn't sign up for football to be in meetings. Even though my meetings are super entertaining, I don't think that was the case. So he's working his way back to be on the field, which is what everyone wants.
Mike, with Jalen Phillips, the other day he joked that the walkthrough wasn't enough for him, that he was ready to go hit somebody. Mm-hmm. What have you noticed about how he's attacked these past two practices, his first two back from the injury?
I've noticed that he is who I thought he was. You know, this is a guy that's on a mission that is bigger than just, you know, being a player on an NFL football team. He's trying to position himself where he can feel that he's the top of his class at what he does, and that he doesn't take a day off from that. You know, I think I've seen some maturity from him in understanding the bigger picture and not being too short-sighted with trying to be involved in football. You know, he's been very disciplined and not overstepping the boundaries outlined for him that, you know, we've had numerous discussions on from our training staff. And so I think that he's in a great place, and he is he's taking steps every day. It was great to see him on Monday, and I'll be excited to see him again today.
13-4 at home at Hard Rock Stadium in this era for the Dolphins. Historically, you see the big days for the franchise has always been at the Orange Bowl. Have you ever had the chance to visit the Orange Bowl?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, I think the balance of the Miami Dolphins organization and my wife and daughter keep me full. So I haven't made it down there, but the Allure, you know, that's one of the first places that I knew of in terms of football stadiums in general. You know, that from my memory, and you know, all the Kane success and just national stuff that happened there. It's a iconic place. I'm sure I'll get down there, but I just haven't found the time yet. All right.
Thank you.